Okay, here I am just now having gone on to biometricupdate.com, and one of the first articles that comes up, May 30th, 2018, Cardless ATMs creating a secure and convenient customer experience. They want you off the traditional system like using an ATM with a card, dispensing then dispensing cash into your hand from a card transaction with an ATM. They want you off that system to your mobile phone and for you to use biometrics like an eye scanner or a fingerprint scanner, depending on what your phone's capabilities are and what it's linked to, whether it's linked to Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, or one of the millions, well, I don't know, hundreds of other pay systems out there that are currently on the market. Right, I'll read this article. Financial institutions must deploy a multi-layered security strategy in order to mitigate cardless ATM fraud. In 2017, many of the largest US banks began rolling out new cardless ATM capabilities, and that trend continues in 2018 with the Fifth Third Bancorp, a financial services company headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, launching its cardless ATM process in March. Banks desire to create better customer experiences by increasing convenience. So these are the carrots that they put before you. And one such opportunity is the cardless ATM experience, where customers are able to withdraw money from an ATM using a mobile app to initiate the transaction. Now, how's this done? Through biometrics on your phone. I'm just trying to find the relevant information here on this article. And I can't see it. The ATM has been a successful area for fraud in the past. For example, fraudsters have often used a technique known as skimming, which is the use of a physical device that fits over the existing card reader to scan and store your card information. Financial institutions must deploy a multi-layered security strategy, biometrics, in order to mitigate cardless ATM fraud. They can no longer rely on vulnerable username and passcode protocols, as well as one-time passwords which can be easily intercepted and exploited by fraudsters, and they need to mitigate against vulnerabilities such as crimeware. Security solutions such a multi-factor authentication-based approach and a device and transaction risk assessments, including authenticating the device being used to conduct the transaction, should be utilized. Okay, many financial institutions have added biometric identification to their authentication flows as a more secure way to establish the identity of their customers. Well, it's not a laughing matter. This is a vast improvement over the often compromised username and password dependent techniques. Biometrics are quickly becoming the preferred method of authentication among customers themselves, who view it as more convenient and more secure way to establish their identities. Adding a biometric for mobile application access, for example, to originate the ATM transaction, creates a better customer experience and lessens the risk for account takeover due to compromised credentials. Wow. A more secure strategy must also secure the device on which the cardless ATM's access is being requested or initiated. Right, so they're going to either, depending on your phone's capabilities, it scans your eyes or your fingerprints linked to a picture of your bank card, and then once you've done that authentication, you hold the phone over the ATM, where you would normally get the cash from. The near field communications works together. There's a electronic transaction connection between the ATM and your phone, and the cash disperses out of the ATM. So no longer do you have to put cards into the machine, your personal card. Well, in Australia here, let's take for example the ANZ Bank. Every ANZ Bank has an ATM, and the ATM says Smart ATM. I'm sure these ATMs are capable of this this new transaction. You just need the bank app from like the ANZ Bank app, I'd imagine, I haven't read yet that it's happening here in Australia, but it's happening in America. This is the way they want things to be, that you don't even use an ATM card anymore to get money out of an ATM. A bank card, sorry. They'll get you any which way they can, and they're getting people every day on this biometric 666 Mark of the Beast system. Thanks for listening.